Happy lunch hour, guys. Well, all I can say is, wow, this is one busy Supreme Court. And talk about just making decisions on hot button issues. So I guess we can take one win and one loss, is pretty much the way I'm going to look at it here, at least in my opinion. Okay, you may see it a different way. As a win, the Supreme Court ruled that the EPA cannot regulate coal plants, which is good because that means that all this bullshit about going to 100% green energy by, whatever date they pull out of their ass, uh, isn't possible, or isn't legal. Congress would have to set some sort of law for that. So that's good. Means that we can still have coal-powered electricity, means that we're not going to freeze in the winter and roast in the summer, means that we're not going to be pedaling a bicycle trying to charge batteries or whatever it is, that we can still use the most efficient, abundant resource we have to produce electricity. Okay. So that's a good one. The downside is the court agreed with the Biden administration in regards to the Remain in Mexico policy. So that basically means that Jose and Maria can come across the border here, and whatever, Alejandro and Ivan and, pick a name, they're coming from almost every country around the world, that, hey, you know what? Hell, that they can come across the border. If they come across the border, we have to let them in. So, what a mess. They'll get processed and then they get released into the United States. Y'all know as well as I do, none of them ever show up for their asylum hearings. They just stay. Okay. And so now, why bother getting a visa to come to the United States? Why bother having a passport? Just go take a plane to Mexico City, and rent a car, drive up to Tijuana, drive up to Juarez, drive up, wherever you want. Just cross the border, spend an hour or two saying, I'm here for asylum, and go take your vacation in the United States. It's pretty much what it's come up to be. Okay. How long that vacation is permanently, who knows? But, of course, the ones that will suffer are the working class, because, that's more people that need to be fed, more people that need to be housed, more people that need to go to work, whatever it would be. And, Joe Biden, his family, John Kerry, any of these politicians, they're not worried about where their next meal's coming from or how they're going to pay the rent on the first of the month, because, 10% for the big guy adds up pretty quick. But so you get to, yes, I still got this crap. Yeah. So we get to deal with that. So expect to see the caravans start coming up like crazy again, because what is he, 1.7 million people already have come into the United States in Joe's presidency. Expect that to increase. Hey, give it a little bit of time. Maybe we can get the entire world to move to the United States, because, you're an economic refugee. Pick a country that you don't, that you might have a better chance at a life in. Gee, I think that pretty much covered the world. So there's that. Now, the one thing I will say is this. I will bet you that today we won't see any conservatives trying to, I don't know, tear down statues, stack the court, do whatever, scream that we're moving to Canada, go off on Twitter rampages and, four-letter word, the United States, left and right. You're not going to see a bunch of uh, musical artists, I guess, if you will, interrupting concerts or whatever, saying, you know, F the Supreme Court. You know, there's the difference. Okay, so, you know, on a plus side, yes, maybe this will help us a little bit in the electricity department now that, you know, they can't do anything. The EPA can't shut down the coal plants. Maybe the coal plants will start firing up again, start digging coal, and we'll get some electricity that way. That will help. Maybe we ease a little bit of pain in the bills at the end of the month. So, in regards to the Remain in Mexico policy, well, you know, the interesting part is it didn't. What surprised me is that it was a 5-4 vote, and I wanted to know who the 5 were. Well, of course, you can think about all the three activist judges. Okay, the liberals, John Roberts, who, you know, despicable prick he is, you know, pretty much sides with the liberal agenda anytime he wants. But the one that got me was, who was the fifth one? It turned out to be Brett Kavanaugh. So, was just, you know, paying attention. Don't think that these guys are all politics or whatever it is, left, right. I mean, the three leftists, Kagan, Sotomayor, and Breyer, I mean, they're so far in the bag for leftists, it's unbelievable. But you get, and Roberts practically too, but you get some of the other judges, and they will confuse the hell out of you, because I can't see, but then again, I'm not a lawyer. I can't see how this is upholding the Constitution, saying that we won't let that, or that we need to let illegals in. You know, the Constitution is pretty clear about defending the United States against all enemies, foreign and domestic, and letting people that are illegal coming into the country, yeah, well, okay, that should tell you everything you need to know. So I don't know what the reasoning is on this one. I'm not an attorney. I'm not a legal scholar. I'm certainly not a Supreme Court justice. But, you know, it's just, I guess we'll take our victories where we can get it. At least on the prepper side of things, we know that at least we're going to have electricity and not this BS about green energy. But just keep an eye out, because Jose and Maria and everybody else are coming across the border to take your job, take your apartment, take your car, take your kids, whatever. Because not that every one of them is criminal, but I guarantee you there's cartel members and MS-13 members that are just walking into the country under Joe's policy. That's what we got out of this one. Pinball